Welcome to episode 6 of Roll With It, a series where I do my best to take a randomly rolled up mishmash D&D character and make them powerful enough to take on a monster decided by the dice. Today we're using these pretty purple swirled dice. Now let's get started. First, let's roll up our character's race, and a 3 gets us an exotic lineage. Rolling on that table gets us a 9, which is a Githzerai. Now let's roll up our class. A 13 makes this a wizard. Rolling on the arcane tradition table gets us a 10, which is illusion. Lastly, let's find out what level we are. And we get a 9. This is going to be a 9th level Githzerai illusionist wizard. Okay, this is a really cool character. I've never played a Githzerai as a PC before, but I think what's on theme here is we're going to make them like a mind mage. So they're going to have pseudo-psionic powers to create illusions and have mind-affecting magic along with magic that affects things like force fields or telekinetic movement. Let's start off with our ability scores. We're going to do 13 points into dexterity and then 15 points each into constitution and intelligence and 12 points into wisdom. Then we're going to take our 3 ability score points from being a Githzerai and put them on dex, constitution, and intelligence, bringing those up to 14, 16, and 16 respectively. This build's going to get 2 ASIs. We're going to use one of them to raise intelligence to 18, and we're going to use the other one to pick up the feat Cartomancer. The reason I want to have this feat is it's going to allow us to do some really cool things with spell combinations by casting one of the spells as a bonus action through the Cartomancer feat. And spells are what we are going to be all about. We're not even going to take any weapons or armor. We're going to use mage armor for our protection. We've already got the shield spell because we are a Githzerai, and we're just going to use cantrips for our basic attacks. So let's talk about those spells. For cantrips, I'm going to take Firebolt for my ranged attack and Shocking Grasp for my melee attack. But the one I'm really excited about is Mind Sliver. This not only fits the theme of our character, but it's going to allow us to use some cool combos where we hit them with Mind Sliver first, give them a penalty to their saving throw, and then hit them with a save or suck spell. Maybe even as part of Cartomancer. Now I'm going to go through some spells. It's not going to be all the ones we know, but the ones I want to focus on. At first level, we're going to get our staples, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, and Silvery Barbs. For our save or suck spell, we're going to take Tasha's Hideous Laughter. At second level, Invisibility, Mirror Image, Misty Step, and Hold Person. At third level, we're going to take Counterspell, and we're also going to make sure we have Hypnotic Pattern. At fourth level, Greater Invisibility, Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, which is a super underrated spell, by the way. And for our save or suck spells, Phantasmal Killer, and Rowlathim's Psychic Lance. At fifth level, we've got to take Telekinesis, and as one of our combos, I'm going to take Synaptic Static. Now don't forget, with Cartomancer, we don't have to pick a spell that we actually know. It just has to be on our class's spell list. So I'm going to charge up my card with Banishment. Now let's see what we're up against. Rolling on our CR4 table, we get a Ghost. At first glance, you might think this is a pretty easy enemy with an AC of just 11 and 45 hit points, but that's where the good times end. Because ghosts are immune or resistant to just about everything. Immune to cold, necrotic, and poison, resist acid, fire, lightning, thunder, and non-magical weapon damage. On top of that, they're immune to the charmed, exhausted, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, and restrained conditions. They've got ethereal sight, ethereal and incorporeal movement, a withering touch, a horrifying visage, and possession. Okay, here's what we've got going for us in this battle. First of all, ghosts are not usually out to kill. They're usually just there to resolve some trauma or maybe the circumstances of their death or something they need to complete before they let go of the material world. So if you don't fuck around, you won't find out. Another thing we have going for us is we actually can hurt this thing really bad. We mostly do psychic and force damage, and those are 2 damage types it doesn't have any resistance or immunity to. Lastly, I'm not worried about its horrifying visage that much because we've got a healthy wisdom save bonus of +5. Unfortunately, even with all of that, if this thing wants to kill us, we're probably gonna die. And to be fair, I've always made these battles to the death, meaning I think we're gonna take an L on this one. The first thing we don't have any defense against is its ethereal nature. It can just sit in the ethereal plane and watch us and wait for the right moment to strike, and we're gonna be completely unaware. Now it is going to take an action to materialize, but we are going to be surprised, so there's nothing we can really do about that anyway. What it does next is going to suck for us because it's going to use Possession. Now you might not think that's that bad because the DC is only 13, but it's a Charisma saving throw, and our Charisma saving throw bonus is -1, meaning we are most likely going to be possessed by this thing, and that's where the other bad news comes in. A ghost's possession has no limits on what it can make the host do, meaning if it wants to, it can just have us climb up to the highest tower and jump off, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. I love this character, but I really don't think we win this one.